Hi everyone, it's Amy back at the Hub with our adaptive yoga student Elaine, who has graciously agreed to be subjected to all of my questioning today and to do a little bit of yoga with us. So right now we're going to talk a little bit about the sensation of grounding, which of course is one of the sensations that we teach basically in every yoga class. We're doing some sort of grounding and then often expansion along with that. And it's one of my favorite sensations because it gives our adaptive students a sensation of safety. And remembering creating those conditions of safety is one of the most important things you can do in an adaptive yoga class. And so Elaine and I are going to talk a little bit about that today. But I want you to think about that sensation of grounding. And Elaine, sometimes people think of the sensation of grounding as kind of a heaviness. How would you, I don't think of it that way, but how would you describe feeling grounded?
I get kind of literal about it and think of trees.
Okay.
And it took them quite a while to get grounded. And I thought, oh, okay, if they can do it, I can.
So what is the sensation, what are the sensations in your body when you get into a pose and you feel grounded? What are those sensations that you feel? Or experiences that you feel?
Confidence.
Oh.
I don't often feel that in my daily life.
Okay.
Walking or moving or getting up from sitting or something I'm just very wobbly. And it feels so good. Oh, this is what the other 90% are feeling. Oh, okay.
I love that. And I love that our yoga practice can be a source of that sensation of grounding, that sensation of feeling something that you don't feel on a regular basis that nurtures you in some way.
Yes.
And that's of course what it's all about. So today we're going to do just a couple of different examples of grounding that we may or may not use in a yoga class, but it's something we're going to try. So Elaine, I'm going to have you come out toward the edge of your chair. Now, of course, remember when you have your students come out toward the edge of the chair, you need to make sure that their balance is able to handle that unsupported position. You may not want to offer that for all of your students. I know Elaine pretty well, and I know that if I ask her to come out to the edge of her chair, that she's very stable there. So go ahead and bring your legs a little bit closer. You can have a little distance between your feet. Bring your feet out just a hair. There you go. Good. And one of our favorite sources of grounding is, of course, our sandbags. Anybody who's been to study with us has utilized sandbags. These are 10-pound sandbags. You can order them online. We sort of love using sandbags. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just shift this around a little bit, make sure that it's pretty well evenly distributed. I'm going to line myself up with Elaine so my spine is lined up with her spine. And then just gently lay this sandbag down on her feet. And I just always like to give just a tiny bit of pressure. I'm really only putting the weight of my hands down on her feet here. And then I just move out of her space. So what's the first thing you notice when the sandbag goes on?
Relief.
Relief. Explain that a little bit more.
I'm not going to wobble. It's keeping me steady.
And that's not an experience you get during the course of your daily life.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So there's something very special about that sensation of grounding. I love that relief is what bubbled to the surface. And of course, we always hear all sorts of different things. But a sensation that's been missing in your regular life outside of yoga class, if we can help our students feel that, then that keeps them interested in practicing, interested in exploring this whole mind-body experience. Sometimes, and we're going to try it today, sometimes we also put a sandbag on the thighs. You okay with me doing that? Oh, yes. Okay. All right, so same thing here. Just going to line up here and just gently put that on Elaine's thighs. And again, good, bad, what's that feel like?
It's even better.
Dang. Dang. You might want to get some sandbags for home. And what's better about it?
I'm more steady. This is maybe what a tree feels like the whole thing from the bottom up is steady.
How wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How wonderful to get that sensation, even if it's only brief. Remember, when we're practicing yoga, and this goes with any yoga, whether you're in an adaptive class or a traditional class, it's a process of learning to listen at a deeper level to your experience and feeling the subtleness of the sandbag, feeling that sensation of relief. You're able, and you've been practicing long enough that it doesn't just feel good. You actually can feel the sensations of relief or whatever comes from that. So the other kind of fun thing about sandbags, or not so fun, is that we tend to acclimate to them pretty quickly. And so I'm going to take the sandbags off.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, yes. And then we'll take this one off too. So something else comes when we take the sandbags off. What do you feel when you get the sandbags removed?
That's not that bad. I mean, I can still feel them.
Okay, so you're still feeling that sensation of grounding even though that the prop has been removed. And I think it's really fun to ask your students, what are you feeling when the sandbag goes on, but what are you also feeling when that sandbag comes off? Sometimes people say there's a lightness. The body begins to acclimate to that weight, and there's a little bit of lightness that comes when the sandbag comes off. Or sometimes they just don't want them to come off because it feels really, really good and really, really solid. Thanks, Elaine. Mm-hmm. We'll go through some other sensations in our next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and don't forget to turn on your notifications.